everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hannah Jacqueline and this is Poizon. Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Hannah Jacqueline and this is Poizon. So for my first video, I decided to show you guys how I change the oil on my car. I've been changing it for a few years now, and I just think that it's so much more convenient to change it myself. Me personally, because I am busy all the time and having to take it to the shop just for me is a waste of time, and it's also cheaper to change your own oil. So I will show you guys how I do it. My car is a little more complicated just because it's a European vehicle. It's a Rover LR2, year 2008. This one just has an extra step. It's pretty much the same thing with every other car that you change the oil, except for mine has a skid plate and it requires an extra key. They call it an oil filter key. So I hope you guys enjoy my video. I will be making more videos. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. Thank you. So first off, you want to start out with your socket set. I have mine DeWalt. You might be able to find that on Amazon. I'll place the link down there. So before you get started, you want to put this behind one of your back tires. This will just prevent it from rolling back. And you slide that under the back tire, and then make sure your e-brake is also placed. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna jack up the car. Jack up your car, you usually have some arrows, or in my case. So once you jack your car up, I would recommend a heavy duty jack, because this one takes a lot of effort. So once you feel that your car is at least off the ground a little bit, you'll get one of these, a jack stand, and you would place it underneath in case the car decides to drop. Before we start taking off the oil filter, there is a skid plate on the Land Rovers that we have to remove with this socket wrench, and there's about 6 screws that I will have to go ahead and undo. I believe my car is a 13mm socket. You can tell the size right there. So here's a skid plate. If you don't know what that is, it's a plate. There are 6 of them, so I'll go ahead and start taking them off. Okay. So another good helpful detail would be to make sure you put all the screws in one part so they don't get lost. Another very important detail is to not wear clothes that you like. So I just stained my favorite Adidas sweater with my car, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay, I'm back. So now that the plate screws are off, I'm gonna go ahead and take this plate off by sliding it out. This little screw right here. As soon as this comes out, all the oil is going to start coming out. So what you want to get is an oil pan. So I'll go ahead and get that. And go up 2 sizes. And it's still too small. And there you go. This one is a 17mm. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it to my wrench over here, my socket ratchet. I'll go ahead and place this under here because remember, like I said, as soon as this comes off, so does the oil. And I'm gonna take off my watch. Okay. Pass it to my assistant here. Come on. So remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Now this step might be actually very difficult, so you might want to use as much force as you can. If you need help, I would suggest asking someone strong enough to do it for you. So I'm gonna move away now. take this off. And also, just so you know, this is gonna shoot out, so there's nothing. Try doing it slowly and try to get your hand out of the way. Okay, there it is. I'll go ahead and put this out somewhere. Okay, so what happened here is I used the wrong oil pan. This car takes 8 quarts, so as you can see, it's really just on the tipping point. But now that it's almost done dripping out, you can see drop by drop. I'm gonna let us do that a couple more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and cover it back up with the same screw. Just clean it up, and let me just move this pan out of the way. Okay, so now that the pan is out of here, and this is pretty much done dripping. Oh, not really. But make sure you have enough shop towels. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You're not gonna get everything out, right? Or can you? You can sit here and wait for a while, but with the way it's dripping now, it's good enough to just start screwing back in. So, here we go. And it's sealed off. Clean as a whistle. So now, don't forget to switch it back to a clockwise motion to tighten it. And there we go. If you need a little bit of manpower, that's good. That's good. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
All right, so now that was the hardest part. Okay, so now that the screw's back on, we're gonna go ahead and finish off down here by placing the plate back on. Okay, so if you remember, so this inserts from the bottom. You slide the bottom piece in, and it should be golden. You just align it with the holes, and then you make sure you have your screws handy, and then you don't want to tighten them all up at the same time. You want to tighten them up sporadically. Okay, so you want to switch back to the 13mm. I just want to go ahead and make sure they're all tightened now, since they're all back on. Just go ahead and give it an extra little nudge on each of them. Okay. Watch your eyes. I would recommend safety glasses before you get to my level of pro. And so this part's done. Let's get on top. Okay, so now we could bring the car down to a level position. Okay, now with my car, the LR2 Land Rover, there's a special tool that needs to be purchased. That this is for removing the oil filter. So it's an oil fuel filter socket. As you can see, it's pretty much like a key to take off the filter. I'll go ahead and place the link on the bottom. So this is a 36 millimeter that I use for my car. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this cap. And now to find the oil filter, see this key? It goes right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the be placed on top of here. We're gonna have to unscrew that. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So since it's so deep down and you know my hand isn't that small, I'm gonna use socket extensions. As you can see, I will go ahead and show you. The easiest way to remove anything is with a drill, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my manpower. As you can see, I'm using 3 extensions, and we're gonna go ahead and use a little bit of force. Okay, perfect. So, hope my phone doesn't fall. Now, you need 2 hands.
Make sure you have the tool again. And now, go ahead and unscrew my underneath. And what we have here now is the oil filter. Very oily.
In this case, I'm going to be using an S808 1XL filter. Go ahead and show you the contents. Make sure you put the dripping oil filter back in there, just for disposal purposes. Okay, so your filter should come with an O-ring, so be sure to place the new O-ring in the correct groove on the filter housing or cap, and then you torque the housing cap to meet your car manufacturing specifications. So this right here is the old O-ring. You want to go ahead and take that off, dispose of it, and then place this one around there, like so, all the way at the bottom, like so. Okay, now you place the new oil filter. Doesn't matter which way you put it in, you just like so insert it, and we're gonna go ahead and place it down. Before you put it back in, just a little in-house tip: go ahead and dip your hands inside the oil pan, and you want to go ahead and just run it across, just for extra lubrication. Okay, just like that, like so, around the ring. And then we're gonna go ahead and place it back in there, screw it on. Now this is very crucial that you get it in exactly on the correct threading, because you don't want to not screw it in right, and you don't want to cross thread. So just go ahead and do it by hand as much as you can. Okay, and then once you feel that it's good enough, you're gonna go ahead and grab the key. Make sure you switch it to the on, and don't be afraid to get your hands a little dirty. We're gonna go ahead and if you don't screw this on right, as soon as you turn on the car, the oil will come out from everywhere. Say that in experience. Okay, so I think that's tight enough. You want to go ahead and make sure, once you screw this in, make sure you keep this in a safe spot for next time. And you want to make sure that you feel that this is on right. Just, okay, yeah, it's tight on there. Perfect. All right. Okay, so now we got the hardest parts done. The only thing we need to do now is add the oil. And like I said before, this LR2 Land Rover 2008 takes 8 quarts. Go ahead and open this. And it has kind of like a juice box cover. And now, okay, so just go ahead and hold it to where you're comfortable, and then you just start pouring in the oil like so. just go ahead and close this back up. The old one will be used to you're gonna empty your old oil inside here. Make sure that you didn't disconnect anything by accident. Make sure everything's connected. Make sure your fluids are good. I always like checking my air filter because if air is not flowing through your car, then that's not good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take off these 4 screws, and you're gonna need one of these different kind of starts. So I removed my air filter and it happened to be really clean. I would suggest you unscrew this, check yours. If it's not clean, go ahead and dust it out, vacuum it. If you need, go buy a new one. They're only about $20, I believe. For my car, it was about $20. So just screw this back on. Okay, so once these are all screwed back in, everything looks good. Go ahead and start her up and your oil is changed.